Hi, I'm Dave Baumgarten with PLOTLines. Today we're doing Gilbert and Sullivan. I am particularly partial to this because since I was 7 years old, I used to listen to Gilbert and Sullivan operas on Sundays with my dad. And every Sunday they'd have a different Gilbert and Sullivan opera, and I grew to be a Savoyard, as they say. And my program today will be hosted by Mike Suddarth and feature Marcy Irving.
Welcome to Plotlines. You've heard Dave expand about Gilbert and Sullivan, and we have with us tonight Marcy Irving, who is the director and of Iolanthe, our newest Gilbert and Sullivan production. And Marcy, welcome to Plotlines.
Thank you very much, Mike.
It's so nice to see you. We've done things together.
We have.
And we've done a lot of opera. But you have started a new Gilbert and Sullivan company here.
Yes.
Tell us about it. How did that come about?
We started Central Coast Gilbert and Sullivan here 3 years ago. This is our third summer.
Right.
I'm a giant Gilbert and Sullivan nerd.
I know.
And a friend of mine, Cassie Tarantino, who's also sung with us.
Right.
She's a real go-getter, and she said, "You should start your own company."
Did
And
she?
yes. And I said, "I've always thought of doing that, but I'm not really sure how to start." And so she helped me. And she directs the chorus of the company, and so it's been 3 years.
Well, you have some built-in advantages because you have some connections at Cuesta College.
Yes.
And that's a wonderful theater, it turns out.
It is a wonderful theater. We're actually run under the umbrella of Cuesta College through
Right.
community programs.
Okay.
So we're kind of an adult student group.
If you are a member of the cast, you become a Cuesta College student.
Yes, essentially. And we get to use the theater for free.
Oh, that's
So we're like a
wonderful.
class,
Yeah.
and it's great. It's a fabulous.
You know, I think people need to know more about that theater. It was just built within the last 5 years or so.
It's about 5 years old.
Right. And it has this wonderful sound system, Constellation,
Yes,
right?
the Constellation system.
Talk about that. Tell me about that.
It's actually, the hall itself is designed to be absolutely dead. So whereas most halls are built acoustically to
Right.
sound great, it's built to have nothing. And then there's mics everywhere that you can adjust, so you can have it actually sound like any kind of space you want.
Do you try to focus the sound coming out, or is it like around the?
You can actually do whatever you want. There's settings to make it sound like a cathedral, and settings to
Uh-huh.
make it sound like a teeny little chamber music
And
situation.
it's so successful, they've done it also at the PAC in,
Yes.
at Cal
Yep,
Poly.
they just put one in at the back also. Yeah.
Well, back to Gilbert and Sullivan. I think you've got an extensive hit. How did you get first exposed to Gilbert and Sullivan?
It was a family thing. My father's
I
mother
thought
really
so.
liked it,
Yeah.
and my dad likes it, and he bought me a record when I was a kid, and I just fell for it just completely.
Is that right?
And never got over it.
So did he encourage you, or you found your own way?
Yeah, he didn't really need to encourage me. I had eventually all the records, and used to make stages out of books.
How
and
old were you when you?
5 or 6.
Is that right?
Yeah, and I would do the operas with my little Fisher Price people as the cast.
I love it.
And so I kind of have all the operas staged in my mind already.
When did you first see a
I
visual?
believe I was 4 or 5. It was
Mhm.
HMS Pinafore. It was actually a production geared towards kids.
Mhm.
But I was just so excited.
Now, Marcy and I know each other from Facebook, and I saw something recently. You just completed the circuit.
Yes, I did. They actually wrote 14, but the score to the first one's been lost. So not counting that, I've seen all 13.
Oh.
Yeah, finally.
Do you know anyone else who's done that, or is there like a league of you people?
I don't.
No.
Well, my sister, who's been to all of them with me.
Is she
Yeah.
going to be involved with this production?
She does kind of the tech work.
Good.
She's actually in computers, so she does our
Okay.
Facebook page and the website and that kind of stuff.
Well, how about your production? Are you going to have like professional leads, or who are you?
No, one of our policies is all locals.
Okay.
So we have all local artists, local orchestra, local theater techs, and everything.
How big an orchestra?
It's going to be, I believe, 25 players this time. We're doing a complete orchestra.
And how's it going? I mean, how far out are you?
It's going really great. We're about 6 weeks out from the show. The shows are June 20 and 21.
June 20 and 21.
We started rehearsing April 16th, so we're still in our music rehearsals. So we're starting staging. We've got about 35 singers in the cast,
That's
which
wonderful,
is huge.
yeah.
It's going to be fabulous.
So of those, now how many are going to be, singing the echo, and how many have their own
well, one of the
solos?
beauties of Gilbert and Sullivan is how great the chorus parts are.
Yeah.
I mean, you and I have been in opera chorus, and a lot of time you're just a peasant in the background.
Yes, I've been a peasant. And Stuart Carrier.
Yes, but Gilbert and Sullivan has huge, exciting chorus parts.
Of the sea, when my fair flee, to the devotion of my loving plants.
Goodbye to your sisters and your cousins and your aunts, especially your cousins who you're wrapping up that doesn't.
Goodbye to your sisters and your cousins and your aunts, especially your cousins and your cousins and your aunts. For it's an English land, for he himself has saved, and his praise he
So what we've really been doing the last 3 years is, alternating. People will sing a lead one year, and then they'll be in the chorus the next year, and then they'll get a part again the next year. So we've been switching people in and out.
Iolanthe, tell us about what's the story?
Iolanthe, it's a little complicated. It's actually a political satire, so it's making fun of the British Parliament system.
Okay.
So the men's chorus is actually the House of Lords from Parliament. The women's chorus are fairies, and so it's about the group of fairies. One of them has had a son who's half fairy, half mortal, and he ends up in Parliament, and so it's kind of a statement about how silly it is that they have a parliamentary house that's inherited instead of intelligence, and how stupid they are. And it's so much fun. And of course it's a Gilbert and Sullivan, so it all ends happily and everybody gets married and turns into fairies and flies away.
All right, that won't be too hard.
Yeah,
This is going to be great.
And the music is spectacular.
I know it is. Well, tell us a little about Gilbert and Sullivan themselves. How did they come about? I mean, it's their own unique art form, it seems.
It is. Sullivan, they were both alive in writing in the 1880s and 90s, 1870s, 1880s. Sullivan wrote the music and Gilbert wrote the words.
Right.
They were both from London. Sullivan was already a successful composer and Gilbert was a playwright, and they were put together by Richard Doyley-Cart, who ran his own opera company.
That's the name, Doyley-Cart.
Yes, the Doyley-Cart Company existed for 160 years approximately.
Oh, is that
and
right?
only did Gilbert and Sullivan.
Only.
Yeah.
They're still going?
No, unfortunately, they went out of business in 1984. It was my life dream to be a member of them. In fact, I wrote them a letter when I was 7 saying that I really loved
I
Gilbert
wish that
and
could have
Sullivan.
happened.
Yeah, and Dame Bridget Doyley-Cart, who is the granddaughter, wrote me back, and it was exciting.
That's something to be treasured. There was a movie 10, 20 years back, Topsy-Turvy.
Topsy-Turvy.
Right. What did you think about that? Was that well done, do you feel?
I loved it, of course.
Yeah.
There were, there's some bits that some of us don't approve of, but it was great. I mean, the music was wonderful, and
What's the controversial bit? I want to know.
well, Sullivan in real life was kind of a partier,
Oh.
know, and he did go to Monte Carlo and casinos and party.
Oh, okay. And they
There was some.
talked about that.
They did.
Gilbert wrote the words.
It's very hot and weighs a lot.
Sullivan, the music.
So off that helmet goes.
But what was once revolutionary
I fear that dear Mr. Gilbert has run out of ideas.
No.
had become predictable.
In 1881, it was a magic coin. Before that, it was a magic lozenge.
In this instance, it is a magic potion.
This work with Gilbert is quite simply killing me.
Working with Gilbert would kill anybody.
Now, to save their partnership from coming to an end, it will take a bit of luck and a stroke of genius.
Chorus. If you want to know who we are, we're gentlemen of Japan.
1, 2, 3. Oh, Gilbert, you and your world of topsy-turvydom.
I have spent many long months working with this play, which I have every confidence will be the best we have yet produced at the Savoy.
Do it to the theatre, Louis.
From Mike Lee,
4 minutes, Mr. Grossmith.
5 minutes.
5 minutes, sir.
the director of Secrets and Lies, comes a story of inspiration,
3 little maids from school are we.
collaboration,
I should like to thank you all most passionately for your tremendous hard work and application.
and the magic that happens
You light up the world. You can't help it.
when the world is turned upside down.
Something inherently disappointing about success.
3 little maids who all unwary.
Topsy-turvy.
Seminary, free from mischievous tutelary.
Laughter, tears, curtain.
3 little maids from school.
Only thing I know, my little factoid was that didn't he write Onward Christian Soldiers?
Yes, he did. Yep, he did. Sullivan wrote it.
And in the movie, they kind of implied that he thought it was a little beneath him what they were doing.
He definitely did.
He did. Yep, that was where he was.
He didn't want to be writing comic operas, but he was making so much money doing it that he didn't really like Gilbert all that much.
Is that right?
Yeah, they didn't get along real great.
So who would inspire to do the next one? Would he have to be convinced by
Yes,
Gilbert?
kind of. Gilbert would write the libretto, and if Sullivan didn't like it, he'd reject it, and then Gilbert would try again.
Okay.
Yeah, it took a while. They had a lot of really pretty big fights.
Okay, well that's good to know. So are you going to conduct the orchestra? Or are you going to star? Or?
No, actually, I'm just directing.
Oh.
I do the business stuff, and I direct. Jennifer Martin, who's the chair at Cuesta, is going to be conducting the orchestra.
Super. How about the musicians? Are they mainly coming from Cuesta? Or are they symphony players?
No, they're mostly symphony players. We hire them.
Yeah.
And also some members of the Slow Trumpet Alliance will be joining us
Oh, I love
live
that.
on
That's
stage.
great. I came to this pretty accidentally. I started doing theater because my kids were doing it.
Oh.
And it just happened to be musical theater. If someone wanted to be involved in this, after seeing your production, how would they find out? Or how would you get into theater, would you say?
Well, if they're interested in working with us, they can just give me a call, 546-3100. I make an extension 2666.
Oh, okay. Good.
Or email me at mirving@cuesta.edu. We basically take anyone who can sing who's interested. And if you want to be involved in other theater, there's theater all over this town.
And it's so inclusionary.
It
you know.
is.
Once you get into it, I mean, you've got a new set of friends
Yes.
and a
Yep.
lot of new activities.
Yes.
And a lot of time spent in, but it's just wonderful, and
Mhm.
enjoyable, and it beats putting your feet up and watching TV
Oh, definitely.
a mile.
Yes, it does. You can make great friends.
Uh-huh.
It's fabulous. You see them every summer.
Exactly.
We have people that come back every year now.
Well, and now Sullivan was such a musician. I understand he wasn't necessarily in awe of all the great composers. He poked fun at them. What would he do?
He did. He was actually a student, very loved Mendelssohn. So there's a lot of very Mendelssohn influences. Iolanthe specifically, he was spoofing Wagner. So the fairies are very much like the Rhine Maidens.
Oh.
There's a lot of oohing and ahhing like Rhine Maidens would do. Originally, the fairy queen was in a Brunhilde costume, so she had the horns and the breastplate and the whole thing. And all the characters have leitmotifs like you would in a Wagner opera.
Now, was Lee a contemporary of Wagner? Was Wagner alive at this time?
Yeah, they crossed a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh, but he gave him a little bit of this.
Yeah,
huh?
he did a little bit. And Verdi too, so you know.
Oh my
yeah,
word.
really all the grand opera composers got poked out a little bit.
In which one did he poke fun at Verdi? What was
Well,
that?
for instance, in Pirates of Penzance, which we did together, Poor
Right.
Wandering One, the big soprano aria, got a lot of the coloratura came like right out of Traviata.
Oh,
You just-
okay,
yeah.
no.
Mm-hmm.
Boy.
Poor wandering one, though thou hast surely strayed, take heart of grace, thy steps retrace. Poor wandering one, if such poor love as mine can help me find true peace of mind, why take it? It is thine. Take heart, no danger now. Take any heart, perhaps. Take heart, it is this shine. Take heart, no danger now. Take any heart, perhaps. Take heart, it is this shine. Ship, 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 ship.
Marcy, we know that there were a lot of stars that concentrated on Gilbert and Sullivan, and in the past there's some just known for that mainly, if not specifically. Can you talk about some of them?
Well, as I mentioned, Sir Richard Doyley-Cart founded the Doyley-Cart Opera Company, and it went on for over 100 years. So there have been the comedian characters, which in Martin Green, very, very famous through the 40s and 50s, so talented, just amazing.
true embodiment of everything that's excellent. It has no kind of fault or flaw, and I, my lords, embody the law. The constitutional guardian I of pretty young wards in Chancery, all very agreeable girls, and none are over the age of 21. A pleasant occupation for a rather susceptible chancellor.
A pleasant occupation for a rather susceptible chancellor.
Martin Green made a movie of Mikado.
Uh-huh.
That's very excellent.
I've seen parts of that. That was I had seen that before. Pirates, but not the entire thing, I don't think, you know. I turn around toward classic movies and see something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So how are ticket sales going?
You know, we haven't actually opened them up yet, but we're going to any day.
How does one get a ticket to this?
You get a ticket you can get it at cpactickets.cuesta.edu.
Easy to remember. We'll put that on the screen.
Okay, yes, cpactickets.cuesta.edu.
Is there a phone number?
546-3100, and if you ask for the Performing Arts desk, they will get tickets for you.
That's great.
They're $20 regular and $15 for seniors and students.
And is it going to be matinee, evening?
It is Saturday evening at 7:30 and Sunday at 3.
You know, it's such a convenient and easy place to get to,
It
too.
is.
The parking is right there.
Yes,
and
the
it's
parking's
easy
free.
access. And we hope everyone comes.
We hope everyone comes, because it's going to be great.
All right. So that's Marcy Irving with Eolanthe. And it'll be at Cuesta College, and I'm going to be there, and I hope I'll see you there as well.